Hello everyone, and welcome back to your Yin Yoga practice. My name is Mia and I'm super excited to bring you this practice today because we're going to be covering a very special aspect of yoga philosophy called Dharma. Now, if you don't know what this means, it translates to our life's purpose, our soul's purpose, our destiny, if you like. And as human beings, we tend to feel quite lost and confused sometimes on this journey of self-discovery, and that's completely normal. So today we're going to really just take time to sit with ourselves and let the answers arise naturally within our yin practice. So if you are feeling a little confused, lost, or just a little bit confused about what your purpose is at the moment, this practice should make you feel very settled and come back to what really we already have. So you won't need any props. I would always suggest grabbing some. It's a lovely practice to get really cozy. So if you do have a block, great. If you want to bring a blanket or a pillow with you for your practice, we will get started lying on our backs. So guys, when you're ready, I'd like you to come to a pose called Broken Bridge Pose, where we take the soles of the feet the width of your yoga mat, and we draw your knees in to fall in together. And now today, guys, I invite you to open up your arms into a big cactus shape, so allow the arms to fall out wide like two rugby posts. And the palms face up. You let your shoulders fall away from your ears, and as we settle in, just let everything fall back and down with gravity as you settle into your practice. And as you settle in, you feel the weight of the body lying nicely on the floor in stillness. And today, guys, I remind you that this class is not to burn calories, it's not to sweat, it's not to exert ourselves. But we're using this next 45 minutes or so to come within and listen quietly to what the body knows and what the mind forgets. Noticing your breath now start to deepen the breathing, your belly and chest start to rise and fall. And to begin with, guys, we're going to do a couple of rounds of the 3-part breath. So we're going to imagine we can fill the belly, the chest, and then the tips of your shoulders. So when you're ready, there's no counting involved, just the natural slow rhythm of your breath. You'll begin to breathe in through the belly slowly. When you can't feel it anymore, you breathe in through your chest. And then at the top, you breathe a little higher into your shoulders. And then back down the way you came. Shoulders, chest, and then belly. Let's do this 2 more times. Breathing in. And breathing out. In your final round, just really imagining the separate organs as they move. And let it all go on the final breath out. Well done, guys. Flip your palms down to the earth and just heel toe your feet into the middle of your yoga mat. We're going to engage the core, press the lower back into the earth and lift the knees up into tabletop where the ankles are in line and the knees are in line, 90 degrees in the legs. Taking your arms wide, we're going to really anchor the shoulders down and the palms. As you breathe out, we're just going to slowly tilt the knees over to the left. Double knee twist, just 45 degrees, and anchor the right shoulder into the earth. Beautiful. Use your core to come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, knees turn over to the right. Just slow and controlled. Good. Breathing in brings the knees back to center. And breathing out, we fall the knees over to the left, all the way down onto the floor. Now today, guys, we're going to look to the left shoulder. No straining in the neck. You might choose to take the left hand on top of the right thigh and just rest there for 5 to 10 breaths. Again, inviting that 3-part breath in through the belly, chest and shoulders. So this yang dominant world that we live in is fast-paced, demanding, and pulls us away from the present moment. And before even neuroscience was a thing, the Chinese and traditional Chinese medicine, they know that in order to come back to mental clarity, we must balance the yin opposing force. Yin meaning shade, yang meaning light. Can you sink into that heavy, dark sensation of yin for your final breath on this side? Beautiful, guys. Left hand comes firmly onto the ground. Use your core to bring the knees back up to center, one by one if you need. And then over to the right as you breathe out, and you feel that balancing force as we come over to the right. And again, the right hand can hop onto the top thigh. We're going to look over the right shoulder today so we're not straining the neck or the spine. And again, just inviting you back to that still moment where we simply sit with what we've got right now. Relaxing the body, slowing down the mind. Noticing if your body is still in yang mode, the tongue will be pressing towards the roof of the mouth. Can you rest the jaw? Take your final breath there. Beautiful, guys. Slowly returning the knees back to center, hugging the hands behind the hamstrings, a few rock and rolls softly towards a seated position where we take the soles of the feet together now into butterfly pose. Take an inhale and grab the front of your shins, lengthen your spine. Let's start off with a few waves. So as you breathe in, we're going to pull the heart forward, inhale. And then exhale, rounding the spine back and up. Good. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, empty the breath forward. Good. 2 more. Breathing in to find length and lightness. Exhale, find that heavy head and bow. Good. 1 more time. Breathing in, enjoying this slow, nourishing movement. And exhale, we meet in our next yin pose. Butterfly, bowing the head down, option to interlace fingers in the big toe, option to hug the feet. But really round the back of the heart to the sky, guys, as you tuck your chin to your chest. 2 minutes now with you, yourself, and your breath. bring your awareness to your brain, the organ which does all of our thinking, worrying, planning. And this little brain works very hard for us to try and figure everything out. But somewhere along the way, we've turned this idea of finding our life's purpose into an immense pressure to succeed, to be good enough, to be influential enough. We've been conditioned to believe that our Dharma, our life's purpose, is something that we must find. The right job, the right partner, the right version of ourselves. But Dharma actually translates to the natural order of things. Like how a fire naturally burns, the heart naturally beats without effort. So as you rest here, you rest your too much thinking mind, we can come to the right realization that our Dharma is not a future achievement, but begins when you realize that you are truly alive right now. The enjoyment of simply existing. Take your final breath and sigh out any worries of what you need to be or where you need to be, other than right here. Beautiful, guys. Slowly sitting firm into your sit bones to lift your spine up to a seat. We're going to sweep the feet round to one side and come onto all fours. Taking the knees under your hips, the hands spread wide under your shoulders. Good. Take the tops of the feet on the floor, and if you can, just rotate your right fingers all the way to the right. If you can, flip the palm 180 degrees so the fingers point to your knees. Take an inhale, drop the belly button down, and lift up for a little cat-cow stretch. Exhale, rounding the back of the heart as you breathe out. If it's too much, you bring your hand closer towards your knees. 2 more. Breathing in, slowly. The belly anchors you down as the heart lifts high. Exhale, taking your time. The full breath takes you through the moon. Good. Come back to center. Flip your right palm forward, your left palm back. Left fingertips might point to the knees, 3 rounds with your eyes closed. Good. So when we close our eyes, guys, we preserve 30% of the body's entire energy. Good. So really enjoy just moving in a way which isn't taking from the body, it's only putting back in. How rare. Good. Come back to center, flip your hands forwards, little heart opener, keep your hips high, walk both your hands forward, 1.5 minutes of Anahatasana heart melting pose. Sink your heart low and let your hips shine up to the sky. Please choose either one favorite cheek on the floor or your forehead, no chins. If you have tight shoulders, you might want to take your hands a little wider. If this is too much, you come back into a child's pose. Close your eyes. Notice if the mind is trying to label anything here. Can you just simply sit in this shape like a statue with no agenda, no aim, just presence? Noticing where your mind has gone in this time of silence. Can you bring it back to the gentle rise and fall of your belly? If you've got one cheek on the floor, you turn it over for your final 45 seconds. For your last breath here, guys, imagine there's a heavy weight strapped to your heart. Just trying to burst it open. Beautiful, guys. Firmly pressing into your elbows to come back up to all fours. Wow. Take any movements that you need. We're going to crawl to the front of your mat, pardon me. Take your feet to the left side and just sit down over your ankles. This is where some of you might want to bring a block or a pillow in front of you. We're going to come to deer pose. So bringing the right shin forward in line with the top of your mat. Hopping the right hip over towards the right side of your mat. The left thigh is going to come out perpendicular to the left hip, so the left shin runs along the long side of your mat. Take your fingertips down to the floor and make sure your heart is facing forward over that right shin. Deer pose, we fold the torso forward over the right shin. Now, option to bring your hands or elbows forward, tracking the left ribs forward and down. Some of you might want to bring a block underneath your forehead now and just allow gravity to place you here. If you want to take this a little bit further, option to bring the right elbow up and thread your left arm across to the right side of your mat and land your left temple on a little bit of support. Lots of options. Can you tap into that inner wisdom to tell you which is best for you? And when you're ready, you settle down again, closing the eyes. Many people in my life at the moment are saying, I feel so lost, confused, I don't know what my plan is. And they say this like being lost means something's gone wrong. But actually, in every spiritual tradition, being lost and being confused is the most beautiful part of the process. Because confusion always comes before clarity. It's like the seed that breaks open underground before it starts to grow into the light. So if you're feeling lost, it doesn't mean that you're failing. It actually means that you're listening. It actually means that you're not settling for what you've got, and you know there's a light that's guiding you to something bigger. Take your final breath here, guys. Maybe draw your shoulders back towards your hips. Let your heart hang lower. Beautiful, guys. Slowly, you'll press up and out of that one. We're going to grab our block or our pillow or our bolster and take it behind you on the lowest setting or the middle setting. And then we're going to actually lie on our left side. So come to bring your left ribs on the block or on the bolster. Now it's not on the belly, it's on your rib cage. So we're going to lie down on the block or the bolster. Thread the left arm forward and through, slight bend in the knees. Let your head rest down on the floor or pillow and lift the right arm up to the sky and overhead. So this one can be quite intense on a block if you need to wriggle and roll around. Now is your time to settle. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. And if you're not feeling that one, that's okay. You can maybe try kicking the right foot a little bit behind you. And I even like to hook my left foot on top of the right thigh so it creates this beautiful opening on the right. And if you're not feeling an intense stretch, that's the point. Can you just enjoy being without necessarily achieving? Because after all, we're not called human doings. We're called human beings. Let's take 5 more breaths. Becoming a little heavier in this beautiful, soft pose. Take a goodbye inhale there. And let it go on your exhale. Slowly the right fingertips come in front of your nose or your chest. Press yourself up, guys. Well done. We're going to flip the feet all the way to the right. Block comes forward or bolster comes forward. Left shin parallel to the top of your mat. Take the right foot behind you for 90-90 legs. Helps to hop the left hip over. Deer pose. We take the fingers to the floor to make sure we got a long spine. And then slowly walk the fingertips forward. Option to stay high. Option to crawl low. Get any support you need under the head. Even further option is to thread the right arm through and under. Little bit more intense. We land the right temple on the block. Please find a pose where you can actually stay still in, guys. And close your eyes. We think that joy and happiness and peace is something that arrives later. But actually, joy, happiness, and peace is something that you can only experience if you notice it right now. And the easiest way to come into that now is to come back to the awareness of your breath. Has your breath naturally returned to a faster, shallower breath due to the lack of awareness? And notice how we simply become aware of the breath. It becomes deeper, full of depth. And guys, that's the same with life. If we are going around our day unaware, in a rush, it becomes very surface level and shallow. But when we really pay attention to the beauty behind everything, the taste of your coffee, the smell of freshly cut grass, the sparkle in the eyes of someone you love, everything becomes purposeful when you pay attention. Take your final breath there. Fill it with gratitude and joy. Beautiful, guys. Slowly coming up and out of any variation of your pose. Well done. We're taking the block, the bolster or the support behind us again, flipping onto the right side. And we're laying it under the right ribs. So make sure you get all the niggles and wriggles out. We're going to thread that right arm through, lay your right ear down onto anything, a pillow. Then you lift that left arm up to the sky, and then the left fingertips droop overhead. And again, if you want a softer variation, you stay there. Otherwise, you might want to kick the left foot a little bit behind you. Some of you might have the flexibility in the hips to hook the right heel on top of the left knee. As humans, we want life to be full of green lights. But we just keep going, we just know the path. But unfortunately, guys, there's also red and orange lights which allow us to pause and stop to assess what we truly want. And without those amber and red lights, we would just move with momentum, pace, and force. But you now have a choice to create the life of your dreams. Take your final breath. Coming back up, pressing into your left hand, rolling the spine up. Well done, everyone. Take yourself forward into a seat, legs extend long, scoot your sit bones behind you. We're coming to caterpillar pose. Taking the hands down towards the earth, a little slight bend in the knees, digging your heels into the ground helps you lengthen your spine here. Now I love to get a pillow, blanket, block to support me here. We breathe in to lift up the arms, take an inhale. Good, moving from your hips, imagine someone's pulling your hands forward, forward, forward. Caterpillar pose, fold. As we enter a deep hamstring stretch for 3 minutes. And as you close your eyes and you relax your shoulders, I'm going to tell you a little story. Now, there's a story about a wealthy businessman walking along a river, and he notices a fisherman pulling in his small boat with just a few fish in it for the day. The businessman asks, "Why don't you stay out longer and catch more fish?" And the fisherman replies, "Well, I already have what I need." And the businessman insists, "But if you catch more fish, you'd earn more money. Then you could buy a bigger net, bigger boat, catch more fish, and become very rich and successful." Then the fisherman asks, "And then what?" "Well," the businessman replies, "then you could slow down, relax, spend time by the water and just enjoy your life." The fisherman looks out to the sea and then he replies, "But that's exactly what I already do." And maybe that's the lesson. So many of us are chasing a future moment of happiness, just to arrive at the place that we could have been all along. Present moment. And perhaps the whole point was never to get somewhere else, but to realize when we already are there. Soften into this moment with yourself. The peace is there that you've been longing for. Take your final breath. Well done, guys. Slowly lifting your spine. Coming down onto our backs. Scooch the knees forward. Come down to lie down, and that should feel really nice after all that movement. Draw the knees into your chest and take the block or bolster or pillow onto the right hand side. Hug your knees in, give yourself a little squeeze, maybe a rock and roll side to side. And then when you're ready, just interlace your fingers behind the left shin. Extend the right leg long out along the ground. Click the ankle a few times on the left foot, circling one way and circling the other way. And then extend the left arm out to the side. The right hand catches the outside of the left knee and take yourself into a soft twist. The left thigh crosses over the right side of the body. in our supine twist for today. And if you're done, you just settle down there. Otherwise, some of you might want to try and extend the left leg long for cat pulling its tail. Maybe some of you might catch the top of the left foot. Again, looking over the right shoulder today. I'm going to breathe together for another minute or so in stillness. Let's bring back subtly that 3-part breath. In through the belly, the chest and the shoulders. Take your final breath, guys. Find a little bit of softness somewhere. Beautiful, guys. Slowly bending up the knee. If you've extended it, drawing yourself back to center. Giving yourself a final little squeeze. And then taking your twist the other side. The left leg extends long. The right knee draws in. And again, those few little ankle cracks. Going round one way. And then notice how fast the mind is wanting you to go. And then slow it down by half. Then extending the right arm long, left hand comes over across to that right thigh. Take your supine twist, either with a bent knee or some of you might catch the outside of the top of the right foot with the left hand and kick that right leg away. If you fast forward 20 years from now, I can guarantee you that you would trade everything you own to be the health that you're in now, the age that you're in right now. Because actually, it's so easy to not appreciate something until it's lost. So in this moment, with your breath, can you breathe in a sense of gratitude for the people who are in your life, the things that you have access to, the freedom, the opportunities, the roof over your head. Because one day the harsh reality is it's all gonna be gone. We're all gonna be gone. Take your final breath. Beautiful, guys. Slowly coming back to center. It's one final pose before Shavasana. Hug your knees in again to the chest and then take your knees out wide. We're going to spend 1 minute in Happy Baby today, either catching the calves or the outsides of your feet. Lift the heels, soles of the feet pointing up high. And I really want you to focus on flattening the lower back down onto the earth, drawing the weight of your arms down so we get that beautiful hip opener. Some of you might take the feet a little wider. Stillness, and observation. Taking the tongue away from the roof of the mouth, drawing your shoulders in towards the spine. Can you notice what's coming up for you, and then let that thought float away like a cloud? Take your final breath. Shavasana has been waiting for you. Extend the legs long, choose your resting position, grab any eye pillows, blankets or props that you need. Open the arms out wide. And settle into your final pose. And just making sure that the shoulders aren't scrunching towards the ears, you rest them down. You relax all your facial features back into the face. I invite you to stay the stillest you've been all day. I leave you here to rest for as long as your body and your energetic body needs. And leave you with the reminder that it's okay to not have everything figured out. And that the same force that governs you also governs the entire universe, which has it all planned out for us anyway. Lay there in this truth, and from my heart to yours, I say namaste.